guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next. And I haven't done a Motivational Monday video in a very long time, so I wanted to do that today, especially because over the weekend I've been thinking a lot lately, and it's really kind of opened my mind to some things. I feel like I've been feeling this way a lot, and you guys are definitely going to relate. I feel like every single person watching this video can relate, but I feel like the world has gone crazy around me, and I feel like people are just so angry and negative, and I don't know whether this is going to be a motivational video, but it's just going to kind of be like my way of doing this is going to hopefully humble a few people, maybe open people's minds a little bit. But I feel like the world is in need of love and compassion and kindness now more than ever. It's just unbelievable to me. Like, I've never seen so much division and hatred and anger in the world in my lifetime. Like, it's just gotten so crazy. There's so much that you see on the news, on social media. Like, everything's just toxic. It's just toxic, bad news, bad news, bad news. From the second I wake up, if I go on, I don't go on social media anymore for that reason. And when you do, it's just bad news, bad news, bad news, getting forced down your throat. Nobody needs that. Like, it's toxic. It's poison for the brain. The news is poison for your brain. They're never going to talk about anything good. Doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, it's never good. Like, it's never good news. It's something that's gonna have you depressed. And I never watch the news. I haven't watched the news for about 10 years. Like, I'd rather not know. Like, I'm taking a different approach to all of this. Like, I'm choosing the ignorance is bliss kind of way of going about life. And I'd rather not know. I don't want to know what's going on in Ukraine. I don't want to know how many people are dying of COVID. I don't want to know, like, what Biden's done or what Trump's done. I don't care. I don't give a shit. What matters to me, personally, is that I'm happy, I'm healthy, my friends are happy and healthy, and my family are happy and healthy, and that we're all okay. That's all that matters to me. I feel like people have this mindset probably because of social media, but I feel like people, it's almost like a cult-like thing with, like, people protesting and doing this and doing that all of the time. Like, you see it now more than ever. There's protests for this and protests for that and climate change and, like, this rights for these people and this, and there's so much, like, stuff going on. And I feel like everybody has this sort of taste of what it's like to be I feel like, I don't know whether it's a power thing. It's never something I've ever done. I've never protested anything. Even when I have hated something and I've wanted to change in something, I've never protested. I've never seen the point. I've just thought, little old insignificant me is not going to make a difference. And so I've just gone about my life and tried to enjoy my life instead. They have a vision of the way they want it to go, the world. And so they're protesting for that. And that's what I mean. Like, there's so many different types of people. Everybody thinks differently. Not everybody's going to think the same as you. And so when you're yelling down people's throats and you're blocking traffic and stuff like that, you're just making people hate you. They're making the whole point of your movement is completely, it's wasted. You're wasting it. People are not going to listen. They're just going to hate you. People who might have been on board with you now hate you because you made them late for work or things like that. Like, everybody has different views, and that is never going to change. And honestly, if you ask me, I think that's one of the beauties of this world, is that people are all different. We're not all the same. Can you imagine how boring the world would be if we were all exactly the same? It would be incredibly boring. Like, I love that people are unique in their own ways and people have their own beliefs. I really love that. And of course, like, I'm guilty of it too. Like, I'm guilty of the same thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about. It's like, I have my own political views. I have my own views on all kinds of things. And there is people that I disagree with. And some people that I would go as far as saying, like, piss me off. Like, I hate them. I can't stand them. But then sometimes I just try to humble myself. And I feel like a lot of people, this is what I want to say, is, like, I feel like a lot of people right now feel like they're, in some way, it's like a power thing for them. I don't know. Maybe, like, I believe they really want to change the world. But I think the way they go about things, they feel like they're all powerful. Like, it's their moments of power. Or, like, they feel like they're the main character. And I just want to make this video to let you know you're not. You really are insignificant, and you're gonna die one day, and nobody's gonna remember you in 100 years. Like, that's how insignificant you are. You look around the world at all these creatures and animals that are here with us. We are really no more important than them, just because we have more intelligence in our brain. We can do things. We can build stuff. We have opposable thumbs. Like, we are not any more important than a fly. Like, we're really not. It's here, it lives, it does its thing, and then it dies very quickly for a fly. But, like, It's the same thing. It's the cycle of life, and we're just a part of it. We're not powerful. We're not important. I don't even know if I believe in God. I don't know if I believe in a higher power. I don't know what I believe. I just know that we're not important. If you look at the timeline of existence and then put a human life on there, you can't see it. It's not even a speck of dust. And you think about like how many hundreds of thousands of years humans have been around. We can't remember any of them. Like even the Queen of England, one of the most memorable people in the world, one of the most famous people in the world, died not that long ago. And people are just over it already. Like, we haven't forgotten about it because it's still fairly recent, but the thing is, like, nobody talks about it anymore. Like, it's over. People are just over it. And that's like the Queen of England. And you think about, like, you're really not important. And the same for me. And a lot of you will have taken offense to that. Be like, but then think about it for a second. Before you get mad, and be like, well, you're not important either. Like, that's the thing. That's the difference. I'm aware that I'm not important. None of us are. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. Like, what's that going to do when you're dead? It's not going to be anything. You know? As soon as you kind of accept it, I feel like when you accept that you're really not important, that's when it kind of checks you. It humbles you. It makes you think, you know what? I'm really not important. Like, why am I wasting my one and only life being so angry over things that don't matter or like are not gonna matter to me? Like, I'm gonna be well and truly dead before this happens, before the earth gets like, oh, like climate change, it's gonna happen in like so many thousands. Like, why do I care what happens in thousands of years from now? I don't even care what happens in 100 years from now. Like, I'm really not interested. The people that are here then will deal with that the same way we've dealt with things. You know, we're not the only people that have been here before. Like, this world has been here for billions of years, and like everything on it has evolved, and it's the earth has gone through like a ball of fire, and it's gone through an ice age, and it's done that cycle multiple times, and it's gone through so much. And what is happening right now is so insignificant, and there's people out there that are just like, I feel like, wasting the precious time. There's nothing more precious than time. And you're not going to go down in the history books. You're not going to be. And even if you did, one day the earth is going to be gone anyway. Like, it's going to, I mean, it'll always be here, but it's going to be fucked. Whether that's like an ice age again or fireball, I don't know. But like, I'm talking hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of years from now, the history books are not going to exist either. So even if you become the most famous person in the world, you're still going to be nothing. I guess what I'm trying to say is, although we have our differences and we all fucking hate each other at the moment, maybe we need a little more love while we are here. Because I feel like one thing that we can all agree on, left and right, it doesn't really, conservative or Democrat, like whatever your political differences are, or you're gay and you're straight and whatever your differences are, I feel like one thing we can all agree on, and I've said this before, is that we are all in this life in search of the same thing. We all want happiness. We just all have different versions of happiness. And to blow out somebody else's candle, it's not going to make yours shine any brighter. So I feel like we just need to sometimes let things go. Maybe. I don't really know. I know tensions are high. People are just angry. I wouldn't know how to advise people to be more calm and civilized and compassionate, because there is a lot of anger, and that's the difficult part, is how to love people more. Like, even the people who do you wrong, people who are fighting for the opposite thing that you're fighting for. Like, I just don't care anymore about anything. I just want to live peacefully. I don't really care about like what's going on in the world. Like I said, I just want to live in peace, and that everybody I love is happy and healthy. I just feel like as human beings, it's not natural for us to know every single thing that's going on in the world. We've got access to more information now more than ever before because of the internet and like the social media and the news and everything like that. Like, hundreds of years ago, they didn't have that. It was just word of mouth. Now we have been fed all of this stuff, and we're told all of this stuff that's going on in the world, and 99% of it's negative. And it's just an overload of information going into our brains, and that's why we're so full of anger and hatred, and we're all fucked up, and we're all mentally ill, and we're all mentally exhausted, and like, a lot of people are suicidal. Like, there's more suicide now than ever before. It's because people are depressed, and it shouldn't be that way. Like, I was thinking about this because I was thinking about, like, imagine if everybody in the world, I was actually looking at somebody that I really fucking hated, and I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's somebody who was like talking about their own political views, and I just couldn't stand it. It was just absolute garbage in my opinion. But this person, I was like thinking, this is a person that I fucking hate. But then I was thinking, like, imagine if the whole world, just like everybody in the world disappeared, and it was just everyone was gone, and it was just me and this person left. We would need each other. As much as you would hate to admit that, and a lot of you will be like, I'd rather be on my own. I'm not hanging out with him if he supports this president. I'm telling you, if every single person in this world disappeared, and it was just you and one other person who you would typically hate, you would need each other. You would stick together. And I just wish that people would kind of do that more now. Try to picture everyone in the world has gone. You wake up one day, everybody's gone. The big cities are empty. There's nothing. Just everything's gone. Nuclear reactors are starting to act funny. Like the power plants are acting funny. Everything's getting scary. Towers like in the biggest cities are starting to collapse because of lack of maintenance. It's gonna be fucking scary out there. And you two are gonna stick together. I can guarantee you that. Only in a situation like that would you then realize, maybe our financial differences don't matter. Maybe our political parties don't matter. You know, that's when you would realize, like, none of this is important. It really doesn't matter. You're gonna die one day, and the world will go on without you, and it will be just fine. It won't take long before people forget about you, just like everyone forgot about the Queen of England already. You just get over things. So, I guess the point of this video is to just say, try, if you can, to be more compassionate, take things on the chin a little more. Is that the right word? The right phrase? I guess take things with a grain of salt. Don't let things that don't matter bring you down or make you so bitter and angry in life, because you only get one shot at this life. What's really important to you? Like, really dig deep and think about it. I guess all this like super stressful, big, like important stuff that's going on feels big, but in reality, it's not. It's very small. It doesn't matter. And you know what they say? Don't sweat the small stuff. Anyway, guys, I hope you kind of got my point with this video. Thank you for watching. I hope it helped you wake up a little bit. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out and chase your dreams.